what's up, you guys? It is V to the N to the A. Ashley Pickle is at a hot dog eating contest, and here is Greg Tepper.
She does love those glizzies.
Yeah.
Is V to the N to the A an authorized official nickname? Is that what we're going with?
Well, Vams is up there.
Vams.
V is up there, but
V&A.
this is a V to the N to the A debut, I guess, by moi.
Wow, now we're speaking French around here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the pre-show before the free show. I am Greg. That is V&A. We are celebrating. It's our 1,870th episode spectacular. We've got big name guests coming up. Fireworks. There will be a pie eating contest later to celebrate things like that. Let's do a quick weekend check with V&A Moreno.
So I was here at the stew.
Stop. I am begging you and your generation, okay? As a representative of your entire generation, I am begging you to stop shortening phrases, shortening words, like needlessly. Do not call the studio the stew.
Carter Yates likes to.
Well, Carter Yates is a menace. I think we know this, though.
Carter, if you're listening.
He absolutely is.
So, we were here.
He's got a Google alert for his name.
He's got a Google alert.
Go on.
We were here at the Dave Campbell's studios, cooking up a recap show. And, and then a solid Sunday. Solid Sunday. Yeah, I have family in town, so. Yes,
you do. In fact, so much family in town that you guys are going to go to. I'm going to blow up your spot here. Six Flags.
Yes.
And you're going to Wet and Wild or whatever they're calling it.
Wet and Wild.
It's what it was called when I was growing up. Listen.
Hurricane Harbor on Thursday.
My daddy called it Wet and Wild. I'm going to call it Wet and Wild. That's what it was called. It's good. I haven't been to that's not true. I was going to say I haven't been
to Six Flags in a minute or Hurricane Harbor in a minute.
I was going to say I haven't been to a water park in a while, but that's not true. I went to a water park on Friday because the community pool in the city in which I live is like the water park. It's becoming like water parks. You know what I mean? Like they've got a little lazy river with this thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Like bougie.
Wow.
It was not always like that.
The lazy river.
I'm old enough to remember when it was just a pool.
You've been at the pool a lot because of the kids, right?
Yeah, because the kids like to swim. The boys like to swim. But the other thing, and maybe this was your generation as well, because I am significantly older than you. Did you guys do splash pads when you were growing up? Was that your generation or was that like the next generation?
No, like you would like roll out the thing and connect your hose.
Oh no, I meant like the community splash pad. Because basically these cities and these communities are no longer building pools because they're building splash pads. Which, are you familiar with the splash pad?
I think so.
Okay, so basically the idea is like it's an area with a bunch of fountains instead of like a swimming pool where you can drown. And
I got you.
I got you. Know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And there's a lot of these community ones popping up. And honestly, it does make a ton of sense to me.
Yeah.
Because you have to, they are significantly less dangerous.
Yes.
Like, it's very hard to drown at a splash pad. And you also don't have to staff it, basically.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to hire a lifeguard.
Yeah.
But we were at the pool on Friday, and there were, obviously, multiple lifeguards there. And I remember thinking, growing up, that, boy, that would be a cool job to be a lifeguard. Like, my dad was a lifeguard growing up and stuff.
Oh.
As I get older, that in hindsight, I'm not there for that. That seems like a bad job.
Being a lifeguard?
I think anyone being a lifeguard.
I had a couple friends that were lifeguards.
It seems like a bad job. Like, there are benefits. Like, you get to be outside. You probably get to get a tan.
Yeah.
But, you got to be alert at all times.
You do.
Right?
Yes.
You got to be willing to save someone's life.
Yes.
I don't want that kind of pressure on me. Like, my job growing up when I was in high school, I worked at, I was a youth sports referee, and like, no real stakes there. Do you know what I mean? Like, the worst thing that'll happen is like somebody will yell at you because you called it a ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But like someone's child
on
the line.
Yeah. Like, I ain't.
Little Billy's drowning.
Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing. Not laughing.
No, it's a terrible thing.
Yes. No, that's terrible.
Mm-hmm. And it would be weird for somebody to laugh at that. Anyway, yeah, it's I hope you enjoy Wet and Wild.
Hurricane Harbor.
And I hope you have a great time with your family and that everybody's very safe, because safety is fun.
Safety's important.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, I'd hate for you to be laughing at something. That would be really troubling for the brand identity that we've got going on. Anyway. Happy summer. Be safe out there, folks.
Happy
Get the theme back.
Summer.
Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it's Texas Football Today, a program that's dead serious about football. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the editor-in-chief of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live at TexasFootball.com, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, or you listen to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting here at this desk, sitting over there at a different, smaller desk, but more important one. She is the V to the N to the A, apparently, allegedly. It's our producer, Vianney Moreno. Hello, Vianney Moreno.
Hey, guys. It's V to the N to the A.
Yeah, that's dope. Today is Monday, June 30th, 2025. This is important. It's 150 days to Thanksgiving. And this feels like get out your binders. Like it's time to start prepping. You have 150 days until the best day of the year. 150 days till Thanksgiving. That's enough time to do it right. Like, if you start now, you start the prep, you start the meal planning, you start the menu planning, you start the shopping list. This gives you enough time to do it right. So start now, 150 days. Don't say I didn't warn you. It's 150 days till November 27th. So it is time. We're on the home stretch here. We're getting close. 150 days.
What day makes you the happiest? Like,
oh, I'm sorry. Do I count down to any other day of the year on this show?
No, I'm saying when you're counting down, what number?
Oh, yeah. No, 69 days to Thanksgiving. Absolutely. Happy birthday to Mike Tyson.
Adam Scott.
Mike Tyson turns an age today. He turns 60, I think, today.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday to Mike Tyson. It is, 59 rather. It is episode 1870. On today's show, folks, we got a little bit of talk about State 7 on 7, which is in the books, in the pocket, out of sight. I'll have 10 things we learned from the 2025 Texas State 7 on 7 tournament. I'll roll that out in the back half of the show. While down there at the State 7 on 7 tournament, Matt Stepp caught up with the head coach of the Harker Heights Knights, Coach Mark Humble, and a guy who's got a pretty darn good quarterback who happens to have the same last name. We'll hear from Mark Humble of Harker Heights from down there in Killeen coming up here in the back half of the program. If you stick around with us, if you trust us with your time and energy. Do we have first word through the door?
We do. We have
you always sound
Matthew Armatisse.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Go on. I'll let you finish.
Jersey number 69 and Lowell Good.
You always sound so trepidatious whenever you wander into the first fourth.
I do.
You're like, I don't know. Anyway.
I get nervous sometimes.
Welcome in, friends. We do appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with us. All right, VNA. This past weekend, down there in College Station, the Bryan College Station area, hosted the 2025 State 7-on-7 tournament, and with 128 teams from across the state descending upon the Brazos Valley to fight for Summer Passing League glory. And, of course, we had our crew out there covering it stem to stern. And throughout the course of the weekend, you can find all of our coverage on TexasFootball.com. Tons of great stuff, including our all-state team for the 7-on-7 tournament. While we were out there, we made sure to write down some notes and take things out. I mentioned this last week, that what you're looking for in 7-on-7 is not necessarily who wins. That's nice, but what we are ultimately looking for are clues that can help us tell what the fall is going to look like. Little things here and there, nuggets that we can take that we can say, oh, I paid attention to that. Oh, that's something I'm interested in. And so what I want to do is run down 10 things that we, the royal we, mostly me, I wrote the list, learned at State 7-on-7 2025. 10 things we learned at State 7-on-7 2025. We will start with number 1. 2025 is the year of the quarterback. I think when you take a look at the 2025 State 7-on-7 tournament, what stands out is obviously, it's silly to say that the quarterbacks looked good in the passing league, right? Of course they did. But I was really blown away by the depth, caliber, and quantity of outstanding quarterbacks that we saw in College Station this weekend. Some we knew were going to show out, right? It's not a surprise that we were all very impressed with Hudson Humboldt, the quarterback at Harker Heights. It's not a surprise that there were a number of other outstanding quarterbacks that really hopped onto our radar. What was surprising to me was just how many really, I thought, caught our eye throughout the course of the weekend. And I think that what you're going to find is that 2025, going into the year, the crop of 2025 quarterbacks, whether they're quarterbacks that are going to start, basically. I don't want to say they're not just seniors. It's a very strong crop. And I think as a result, that's very exciting if you're a Texas high school football fan, that the quarterback play across the state of Texas, the quality and caliber is very, very strong right now. Number 2, the Woodlands has the juice. It's capital T, capital J, the juice. So the Woodlands wins the 2025 Texas State 7-on-7 tournament in the Division I bracket. And I think it's really hard to overstate just how impressive they looked doing it. Because the Woodlands is a team that is no stranger to the State 7-on-7 tournament. They've played there, I believe, 25 of the last 26 tournaments they've made an appearance. They go 8-0 throughout the course of the tournament. Perfect 8-0. And more importantly, they had playmaking dudes all over the field. We're going to talk a lot about their quarterback, Jack Dalton, the TCU commit, who I thought looked absolutely spectacular down there in College Station. He looked great. But do not overlook the receiver core that he had. Guys like Eli Lancaster, who I thought had a really big breakout season. Colton Waddell, their outstanding big target on the outside. Those guys. And also the defense. And I think it's important to note that the Woodlands, I think when I think of the Woodlands, and I'm an old head, but when I think of the Woodlands, I think of defense. And their defense looked every bit the part of contender worthy. That is a team. Look, we'll talk more about what wasn't there in College Station. But overall, when you take a look at what the Woodlands put together in College Station on this weekend, it's hard not to come away really impressed and thinking that they are a real contender there in the Houston area. So the Woodlands, very, very impressive. Number 3, 7-on-7 pedigree matters. And this is an odd thing to say, but like, when you take a look at the teams that were playing in the Final Four of the state championships, or of the different divisions, it's kind of not a surprise, some of them, that you saw. Ganado, a team that's had great 7-on-7 success. Tidehaven, which played for a state championship the year before. They've been there. They've done that. Hearn has actually had great success in 7-on-7. Kilgore's been very good at 7-on-7. Chapel Hill, no stranger to 7-on-7 success. And then you look at the Final Four. We mentioned the Woodlands, how good they've been. You add in Willis, another team that was awfully impressive. So I think when you take a look at 7-on-7, there are other teams that are there every single year. Graham, right? There are teams that are good at this 7-on-7 thing. And I think that when you got down to the nitty-gritty of the teams that were contending late in the tournament, you saw that pedigree matters. We talk a lot about that in the fall, but I think that kind of translates over to 7-on-7 as well. If you're good at 7-on-7 traditionally, it was a good weekend for you. Number 4, until it doesn't. Because what is also fascinating here is that you had a fair number of relative newcomers and upstarts kind of crashing the state contention party in 7-on-7, right? South Oak Cliff, a team playing in their first ever state 7-on-7 tournament, makes it all the way to the state championship game in Division 1. Looked good doing it. That's a team that I think surprised people. Benbrook, a team that was really good in 11-man last year, really good in the season, a surprising year. They were able to translate that into 7-on-7 success. We'll talk about Panther Creek, obviously a young program there as well. And then you look at a team like Coahoma, one of the Cinderella stories of the tournament, making it all the way to the state semifinals, a boy from West Texas, an awfully impressive run for them. And so it's an odd mix there of you've got teams that are like mainstays. It kind of felt like they fell into two different categories. Either been there, done that, got the t-shirt, or where the heck did you come from? There's no real in between there. And that made for a really interesting final group of Final Fours there in Division 1, Division 2, and Division 3. Number 5, it might be Tidehaven's time. So you're going to get the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. This bad boy right there. I'm going to try to point to it right there. That one. You're going to get that magazine here pretty soon. Subscribers, it's being mailed out to you. Don't worry. And when you do, you're going to pop open the 3A section, as you are wont to do, and you're going to see that we think pretty highly of Tidehaven. Not going to give away their ranking, but like we think pretty highly of Tidehaven. And if you believe in Tidehaven and you think that this could be the year for them, then this past weekend in College Station only makes you feel like this is the year for the Tigers. Okay? Cale Russell looked razor sharp all weekend long. And by the way, he's got playmakers all over the place. Bryce Silva, Boogie Galvan, right? They were exceptional. TJ Galvan. They had playmakers all over the field. Defense making big plays. Remember, this is a team that played in 11-man, played in the 3 Division 2 state championship game in 2023. In 2024, they made the state championship game in 7-on-7. Think about this run they've been on, okay? 2023, December 2023, they play in the state championship game. June 2024, they play and lose in the state championship game in Division 3 7-on-7. December 2024, they make it to the state semifinals in 3A Division 2. And now, June 2025, they win the 7-on-7 state championship. That run right there of about 18 months. Did I do that right? Yeah, about 18 months. Pretty impressive. And if you want to buy stock in what Cale Russell and the Tidehaven Tigers have cooking, the thriller from the killer, you have got every reason to believe in them. I am in on Tidehaven.
Thriller from the killer.
Awfully impressive. Number 4, or rather number 6, I'm counting down some up. Jermaine Bishop is the Mr. Texas Football frontrunner. So, of course, Mr. Texas Football, the most awards the most outstanding player in Texas high school football for the season. And I don't think it is out of bounds to say that Jermaine Bishop the Willis two-way star is the player to beat for that award. He is electric on both sides of the ball. He was arguably the best receiver in the tournament. There's another guy we'll talk about in a moment who could have a claim. And he was arguably one of the best defenders in the tournament. He was everywhere, making huge plays for a Willis team that made it to the state semifinal. And you may remember, Willis had a Mr. Texas football not that long ago, 2023. DJ Lagway, the quarterback, won it. Well, they might have another one. We said on TexasFootball.com that he's the Travis Hunter of Texas high school football. And boy, he looked it in College Station. Jermaine Bishop is spectacular. Absolutely outrageous. Speaking of electrifying, number 7, Panther Creek is 4A's most electrifying team. Now, Matt Stepp, we played the clip. Matt Stepp predicted all 3 state champions in 7-on-7.
He did.
And when he picked 4A, or when he picked Division 2, rather, which is where the 4A teams play, he predicted them because he said, hey, ain't broke, don't fix it. They've got the 2 most explosive playmakers in the division in Jalen Lott and Donovan Webb. And I'll tell you, their run to the Division 2 state championship, electrifying what they did. And Jalen Lott, a legendary performance to bring them a state championship, including the game championship winning touchdown against Kilgore in the title game. Jalen Lott was absolutely outrageous. I think Graylin Fry, their quarterback, is really underappreciated. That kid can spin it. And I know that like the weaponry he's got around him, guys like Lott, guys like Parker Ord, the big tight end. I don't know if he's tight end or like a big slot or whatever they call him, but like whatever it is, he can play. But I think Graylin Fry goes underappreciated there. He's a really, really good quarterback. And the explosiveness you saw on display in College Station from Frisco Panther Creek, your Division II state champs, worth the price of admission. They are going to be a problem for everyone in 4A next year. Number 8, 3 teams that surprised me. I mentioned one of them, but Coahoma. Coahoma was a team that I think was kind of like, oh, they're a nice team, but I think what they did last year, or this year in 7-on-7, really impressed me. A team to keep an eye on there. I think Dripping Springs surprised me. I didn't think they were going to have that kind of juice, but they were awfully impressive. I was very impressed with what they put together. And finally, I want to go with Kilgore. And it's interesting to say that because we knew that, of course, they played in the state championship game last year. They had some key pieces to replace, right? They're losing Jaden Sanders, their outstanding do-it-all athlete. But LaKelion Graves, their wide receiver, was everywhere in this tournament. And I think you have seen Kason Brooks, their quarterback, take a step. And I think that's awfully, awfully impressive. Number 9, 3 teams that reloaded. That's one of the things that we kind of keep an eye on heading into the season is, especially 7-on-7, you've got teams that have big holes to fill, and we want to see how well they've reloaded. And so we got our first glimpse at a few of them. One of them didn't make it out of the first round of the bracket play, but what we saw from Gunner quarterback Knox Gage, I thought was really impressive. I think they're going to be fine at the quarterback spot. Maybe some questions elsewhere. I mean, they lost in the first round kind of in upset fashion, but Knox Gage is that dude. I think he's got the juice. And of course, the 3-time defending state champs going through a coaching change in the offseason, I think they're going to be just fine. They're going to figure things out. I was awfully impressed with what we saw from them. I think Lorena is reloaded in a big way. They run to a quarterfinal in Division 3, Division 2. I think they are reloaded. And folks, I think Lake Travis is back. Capital B back. Lake Travis looked excellent all weekend long. Excellent. And I think that the Cavaliers are going to be a problem. And number 10, clues, not destiny. We talked about this last week on Math Tuesday, where we talked about how 7-on-7 can give us an idea of what to expect in the fall, right? If you are good at 7-on-7 in the summer, then there is a high likelihood historically that you'll be pretty good in the fall. However, there are a couple caveats here. One, not for certain. All we know is that every team since 2021 to play in the 7-on-7 championship game has made the playoffs. That's it. That's the only thing that feels like it's guaranteed. And looking at the 6 teams that made the state championship games this year, I would be surprised if any of them missed the playoffs. That's where I'm at. But also consider the fact that not every team was there, right? Like not every team participates in 7-on-7. Not every team qualified for the state 7-on-7 tournament. So I don't think that you can look at this and say, oh, well, the Woodlands, they're of course winning the state championship. Mm-hmm. I think we can say, I'm looking at the Woodlands as a real contender. I'm looking at that. Maybe if I thought that they were going to be okay, I might upgrade that to, I think they're going to be pretty good. Same thing with Panther Creek. Same thing with Tidehaven. The thing about it is that all 3 of those teams we thought were going to be pretty good going into the year. And by the way, the 3 teams that they beat in the title games, right? South Oak Cliff in the title game in Division I. Ganado, by the way, Landon Arriaga, their quarterback, they're going to be just fine. And Kilgore, we thought they were going to be pretty good. However, there are some clues that we were able to take from the weekend in 7-on-7 in College Station. And that should help you to shape your feelings for what the fall is going to look like. It's not destiny. It's not written in the stars. However, we did get our first glimpse at these teams, and we got a lot to digest. And that's going to help us in our analysis heading into the fall. So those are 10 things we learned, the Royal We learned in the state 7-on-7 term. Of course, you can go to texasfootball.com/7-on-7 for all things state 7-on-7 across the state. So there you have it. We are Texas Football Today. We're here Mondays and Thursdays on texasfootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at texasfootball.com. I want to tease this. Thursday. A pretty sizable programming announcement coming on this program. How's that for a tease? A pretty sizable programming announcement coming on this program coming up this Thursday, wherever you're watching this. So stick around for that. Some things to let you know about. So make sure you're here on Thursday. Speaking of which, go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. That's where you can become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. If you appreciate this show and you just want to help make this show happen, you appreciate our analysis, or you don't, go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. It helps make this show happen, all the things we do around here happen. You also get the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, the one that's right behind my head. You can get that mailed to you. You are a priority when you're a subscriber. We are mailing those magazines are being mailed to subscribers this week. This week, they're being mailed to subscribers. Go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. Makes a great gift. You also get a year of Dave Campbell's Texan Live, our streaming platform, where you get more than 2,000 live high school events on your device as part of your subscription. It makes a great gift. Go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. Coming up here in just a moment, Matt Stepp caught up with the head coach of the Harker Heights Knights, Coach Mark Humble. But first, a word from these valued partners.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
Hey DFW residents, get your grocery essentials in minutes, not hours or days, with Wing Drone Delivery. Forget about last-minute trips to the store when you need things like cereal for breakfast before school, medicine for a cold, or snacks for a movie night. Wings drones get you quick, no-contact delivery in as fast as 15 minutes. Say goodbye to last-minute grocery runs and say hello to more of your valuable time. Sign up today.
Joined out here by Hayden Gunner at Denton High School. Man, it's a big day for you. You got your decision coming right now.
After a lot of thinking with the family, talking, stressing out.
Let's see exactly where Malik Hawkins is going to be heading.
First off, I want to start by thanking God. Without him, I wouldn't be anything. I wouldn't be blessed with all these opportunities.
Got 5 schools he's choosing between. We're about to find out who it's going to be. Got your teammates, coaches, family, friends surrounding you, so you couldn't have a bigger stage right here to announce it on. So without further ado, we're going to go to the man right here, Kobe Foreman. Who's it going to be?
I will be attending.
I'll be committed to the University of Oklahoma.
University of Texas A&M.
Stand for university.
The University of Oklahoma.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
Matt Stepp with Dave Campbell's Texas Football here at the Division I Texas 7-on-7 State Championships. Getting ready for winners bracket play on Saturday. And I'm here with the head coach of the Harker Heights Knights out of Killeen ISD, Coach Mark Humble. Coach, appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us before it's single elimination play today. You fired up?
Yeah, fired up. Proud of our kids to get to this point. We played great football against great competition, and yesterday in state full play, great competition. And so just like we were talking about before we came on, you do all this work, and now it's do or die. It's one game or go home. So we're excited about being able to compete today.
Now, we've talked to you, and you've been around 7-on-7. You guys have been very successful at it since you got to Harker Heights. And how I know you're fired up for your guys, but do you try to contain yourself a little bit and keep it inside, or are you a guy who's going to show some emotion and high five your assistant coach? Because we know you can't coach. You can't coach. So you get to high five your assistant coaches when a big play and you're fired up for your kids?
Oh, fired up for our kids. It's great to kind of take a step back and be able to watch them and compete and evaluate them, but also be able to cheer and encourage. And that's what essentially are. We're cheerleaders for this time. Mm-hmm. And so obviously the great plays we're going to be excited about. The kids have great energy and enthusiasm. And so a little bit of kind of in the middle, between, trying to stay quiet, let the kids coach themselves and figure it out, and also letting them know when they've done something phenomenal.
Now you can talk to them a little bit. So it's single elimination. So is it one of those deals today where you're like, hey, we can't take anybody for granted. We've got to leave it all out. Every play has got to be 150 miles. Like we got to go fast every play.
Yep.
And because this is a funny game. One play can change things, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Our kids have done a great job embracing that one play concept and being at your best for that one play. Because like you said, one play here or there, turnover, 3 and out, can change the game completely. And it's 7-on-7. So anything could happen. And so our kids have done a great job. Hopefully we'll continue that throughout today.
All right, now looking ahead to the fall in 2025 on Friday night when we get the linemen out here and the pads get to going, we get to hit some people. Tell me where you're feeling comfortable with Harker Heights as far as some position groups where you got some experience back and you feel like you got some guys back, and maybe some areas where, hey, we're still looking at some guys to emerge and fill those spots that were lost by graduation.
Yeah, starting offensively, we returned 8 starters from last year. Feel really good about our skill position, especially at receiver. We got Chris Nobles coming back a receiver, 3-year starter. Ryan Taylor started as a sophomore. Arshawn Spann, who's going to go back and forth. Our tight end returns. 3 really good running backs that have not played on the varsity level yet, but I think they're going to be phenomenal and be a great job for us. And then, we have 4 of the 5 returning linemen coming back. So feel really good about that. It's just about filling in those key spots, some guys stepping up at running back. Defensively, we return 5 starters, going to be led in the middle by our Mike linebacker, Cooper Howard, who's out here today, a 3-year starter. The back end is going to be, led by Corey McMillan, versatile player. player, explosive player, going to do a great job for us. And then up front, we return another 3-year starter in our defensive tackle, Roydale Kennedy. So filling those spots around them, I feel really good about it. We're strong down the middle, and we've got some really good young talent coming in to fill in.
And I'm sure you wouldn't be opposed to some young guys growing up on the defensive line. I never had a coach tell me he had too many defensive linemen.
Oh, no. We'll rotate about 8 guys in there, and they'll get their opportunity. The thing with our guys is they're super strong and super athletic. We've got big guys that can move, and so they'll all play a part, and excited about having great depth there and seeing who emerges as that top 4.
And your district's going to be tough week in and week out, 12-6A, a lot of traditional rivalry. You know that district well, but being a Killeen guy yourself, former quarterback in this district, those playing Temple and Coppers Cove and those old rivalries in Midway, not as old of a rivalry, but there's, Killeen High, there's a lot of traditional matchups in 12-6A, a lot of good football every Friday night.
Yeah, like we tell our kids, it's big boy football, 6A football. Anybody can beat anybody, and I think our district's going to be even better this year. I mean, you've got all those guys and a lot of returning starters for them, and so every week in 12-6A is a rock fight, and so we'll just take it one game at a time and see how it goes in, and let the chips fall where they may. But our goal is to be the best, be peaking by district game number 1, and then getting better throughout district play.
All right, now you're the head coach of the team, but you're also a dad. Your son Hudson Humble is the quarterback there for your team, and a lot of coaches can relate to this. Coaching their sons in football, and there's that balance between being a dad and being coach. So how do you kind of balance that? Is it like when you go home after the games or after practice? Is it I'm no longer Coach Humble, I'm Dad? Do you kind of does Mrs. Humble draw the line there and kind of keep you in line at home? Because obviously you're always a coach, but you also you got to set those boundaries, right? How do you find that balance?
Yeah, well, the blessing and curse for Hudson is that his mom is probably the best athlete in the family and probably the most intense competitor.
So Hudson got it from mom, not you, right?
There's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. Hudson's a way better player than I was and better quarterback. And so, the kind of the mindset I've adopted, and I've coached with some great guys that have coached their sons and gotten that advice that, like, I'm always Dad. I coach him hard. I coach him just like I coach all the other guys. When we go home, I'm still Dad. And so it's been great. It's been an honor and privilege to coach him. I'm super proud of what he did in his sophomore year and how he's gotten better this year. But he's got great coaches that surround him on the offensive staff, which I rely on a bunch. I'm always Dad for him now. I'll get after him a little bit. And
got to, right?
Yeah, got to. But he's used to that. I mean, 16 years of his life, he's used to that. Plus, he's always got his mom there. And again, truly best athlete, most intense competitor. So she handles all the home stuff.
There you go. Have the guys that you talked to, your mentors, told you to? Because it goes by so fast. You got 2 years, but that 2 years is going to fly by in a blink. Do they tell you to kind of slow down and soak it in a little bit at times? And in a big event like this, is that something you try to remind yourself to do?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the moments go by so fast, and I'm just taking the time just to enjoy them, soaking in. Even this trip, getting to this point and playing in championship play, and just meeting with my staff the other day, I told them about our Friday routine. When we get done with the games and everything, we get the kids out, send them on, and then me and Hudson get in the car and go home. Well, he drives now, so me and Hudson are not going to get in the car anymore. He's going to drive his Jeep home, and I'm going to drive home separate. So just those quick reminders that it goes extremely fast, and just to stop, enjoy the moment, soak it in, and I'm trying to do that because, he's already a junior.
Yeah, every once in a while, just tell Hudson, hey, why don't you go ahead and ride with Dad?
We may see Friday. We make Friday. You don't take the car and we'll ride home.
Just hold on to those moments as you can.
But it's been special.
There he is, Mark Humble, the head coach of the Harker Heights Knights, getting ready for bracket play against Bastrop first thing in the morning. It'll be a tough game. Coach, congrats to you guys on a great 7-on-7 season so far, and looking forward to what you guys do in 2025 in the pads. Come on.
Well, thanks, Steph. Thanks, Dave Campbell's, and rep the Shield, baby.
Thanks, Coach.
There goes Mark Humble, head coach of the Harker Heights Knights. Joined Matt Stepp down there, the state 7-on-7 tournament this past weekend. Excited to see what they do. Of course, District 12-6A, he mentioned it. Harker Heights is going to be a real tough out there. You add in a team like Temple, Midway, those Central Texas teams, they do get after it. Should be fun. By the way, if you go to TexasFootball.com, we wrote a piece about Temple this weekend, a program spotlight. So there's a tease. I don't know. That's a redirect or a reefer is what that is. Let's go over to Vianney Moreno for America's second favorite segment. Final thoughts.
I am actually very excited for your announcement.
Oh, on Thursday?
Yeah. What will you be announcing?
I will be announcing a thing.
All right. And that was Final Thoughts, guys.
There you go. Thank you. That's going to do it for us. That's Thursday. We'll have some programming notes here, an announcement here coming up here at the back at this Thursday. So stick around for that. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to Mark Humble, head coach of the Harker Heights Knights, for being our guest. For V&A Moreno, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please meet your Player of the Year trophy. We will see you Thursday on Texas Football Today.
Bye.